Alright, I was able to get Miss Estrada to actually type it out and send it to me. I do have a piece of tape over her contact information because that's, well, not your business. Sorry, it's not exactly easy to... Oh, there's my camera. It says, to whom it may concern, I have been seeing Sean Schwartz on a weekly basis for outpatient therapy since completing a pre-treatment assessment on October 18th, 2021. During this evaluation, Sean described symptoms he experienced on a regular basis. From the information he provided, I have diagnosed him with post-traumatic stress disorder. This comes from years of trauma and inconsistencies in a person's life, often starting as a young child. I also believe Sean to be on the autism spectrum, which causes difficulties in adapting to social settings. The most common symptoms of this disorder are anxiety, hypervigilance, and a feeling of impending doom. It does not appear Sean experiences any hallucinations or other psychosis. He does not meet the diagnostic criteria for schizophrenia. That's important to note. I probably will not be able to make videos for a while. Part of that is due to internet access issues. So if I get to make one or two of them tomorrow, that's great. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. Also, got a lot to cover, and I want to make this video short and just cover the basics. So what I got to do now is compile everything together and try to send it out to as many people as possible. I will be sending it out to every state and federal agency that I can, as well as every local news outlet. If any of you are willing to help distribute this information, please send me a message. I could really use some help. I did have some issues last night having to sleep in my car out in the snow. It was really cold here. My back does hurt like you wouldn't believe, but on the bright side, I don't know what the bright side is. I got some stuff done today. That's a bright side. I still have to fear law enforcement, but I do have the evidence that I need now to show that William Barr outright lied. I can also show the evidence that he misled the situation and Scott decoste assisted him in doing so. I can also show that I was trying to turn in William Barr before he falsified this information. I can prove that I was trying to turn in Scott decoste on the day that I was assaulted, December 16th, and also that Bill Burr, the state patrol officer, was aware of it since 2018. As well, I can prove that they didn't bother to call me, except they claimed they called me on a restricted number. I can also prove that I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of restricted calls, harassment calls, including some during some of my videos. And that also goes to help show the truth. There's also the fact that in Natalie and I's Facebook Messenger, I can prove that me and her were discussing the code that I needed for the phone. The phone, obviously, that used to be Natalie's, that Alicia had given me for my birthday. That it had been changed into Alicia's name, that she had transferred my phone number over. So that all also goes to show that I was telling the truth. There's also the messages between us that show that I was trying to do the right thing every step of the way. I started off nice, just explaining what happened and being as honest as I could without exposing her heroin addiction and without exposing all of her personal information and even outright well, taken full responsibility for what happened as well as blame for their assumptions. However, the situation by the time June and July of 2017 had rolled around, I'd already been abused enough, and I needed help stopping it. Leaving a situation is pretty easy, but that doesn't mean that it won't follow you. The situation here with law enforcement in Colorado pulling multiple felonies to try to pretend like I'm some sort of a super psycho serial killer rapist, that is uncalled for, and law enforcement nationwide has given me the, well, we call it the black wall or the black ball treatment or the blue wall of bullshit. There's also a lot of evidence from people about the threats and harassment from many of these people, including the situation with Katie Cahill, the situation with Cara Rogers, the situation with Aaron Cockerham. Those are on here, as well as with Bobby Forrest, and also the fact that, yes, after Natalie disappeared and after Alicia disappeared on 3 separate occasions, I did attempt to get the word out and try to find her. Obviously, I wasn't interested in going and finding her. I would have if she'd asked. If Natalie had asked, if Alicia had asked, I would have rescued them. But the fact is that because of the safety issues and because of them playing victim, all I could do was get the word out via the internet, and that's exactly what I did.